Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about YouTube ads and how you can use the ad platform to grow your channel. Stay tuned, it's Owen Video.
Owen Video!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What is this awful shirt I'm wearing? That's better. Today I'm collabing with my good friend and business partner, Nick Nimmin, and we've invited Jake Larsen, who's a YouTube ad expert, to come onto the show and share some of his top 7 tips for building a YouTube ads campaign that actually works. Whether you're selling product or building a channel, this conversation is gonna be worth watching. It's very long, so you may just wanna listen to it. You can also catch the replay on iTunes by clicking the link up here. Let's go to Jake Larsen and Nick as we talk about the business of video.
You're listening to the Business of Video podcast, where the world's top YouTubers and marketers talk about what's working with online video. This podcast is recorded live on Facebook every week, and you can join us when you visit businessofvideopodcast.com. Now your host, Owen Video.
After Google asked him to be a YouTube marketing ambassador, Jake Larsen quit his job a month before his first child was born to start Video Power Marketing. Jake is also very, very happily married. He's got 5 wives and 13 kids, based out in Salt Lake City, Utah. Jake, it's great to see you today. Welcome to the show.
Well, it's good to be here. My 5 wives say hello. So
yeah. They actually say hello, hi, howdy.
Hello, hi, how you doing?
What's up? Yeah. No, it's actually not true. Jake is happily married to a wonderful lady. They got 2 beautiful kids, and you can follow them on their family vlog at Larsen Family Soul. Jake, it's good to have you on the show. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I've always been fascinated with video. I remember I wiped out my college account back in college, and I bought the Panasonic HVX 200, right? This is the camera that they used to make documentaries and short films, and that's what I was going to do. So I bought this camera and had a way to pay. Started shooting videos for like local businesses, and it was fun. I was able to tell their story, create product videos, but the challenge that kept coming up was I'd make these videos for them and nobody would see them.
Right.
And it's frustrating. Like, how many people out there have these videos or these ideas and they don't have a way to get it out to the audience. So fast forward, I ended up working with another local company, managing their YouTube channel and helping them sell products by producing videos, and we could tie video views to sales. And that's when we were asked by Google to become YouTube marketing ambassadors. This was back in 2012, before YouTube ads existed. They flew us out to and YouTube HQ, and awesome. They showed us this new way of advertising with using YouTube ads, the TrueView ads. Mine was blown. We could track like views, how long they watched the video, are they opting in to become a lead purchasing, and we could guarantee views to the advertising platform. So yeah, mine was blown. Quit my job and started Video Power. Started running YouTube ads for myself. Grew that agency. I mean, it's just, for me, it's one of the best ways to get your message out there is using YouTube ads.
Yeah, and you know what? You have a lot of fun doing it, and that's what I think love about your whole platform. So I'm excited to dig into the content for today's show. Jake, I think what is kind of key about what you're doing is you have a lot of fun. I remember like one of the first ads I had ever seen for your company. You're kind of like all serious, like you're in a business suit, and you're like, hey, are you serious about YouTube ads? And then it pans back, and you're in these like army fatigue shorts. You're like, I make YouTube ads in my shorts. Yep. Something like that. Talk a little bit about how you've been able to develop that.
Personal, you can have fun with it, and like you can come up with your own creative. So like for that specific ad, I know that I want to as a business, I want to work with other business owners, but I also want to work with businesses that don't take themselves so serious and like to have fun. So when I was creating that ad, like, okay, how can I target this? And I remember my ad was first of all, when you create the ad, the first 5 seconds are the most important part, right?
Right.
And so I wanted to use that ad as a way to filter and attract the people I wanted to work with, and also kind of repel people who I didn't want to work with. So the first 5 seconds were like, are you a business owner, entrepreneur? Because if you're not, go ahead and skip this ad because I don't want to waste my ad spend. So that kind of like, I gave them option to continue watching or to skip. And that way there's that choice that's involved. And then I kind of presented my case about like why YouTube ads work and how they can grow your business. And then, so this whole, if you can picture, like this whole thing was like a white background. And then I had the camera guy slowly pan down. I was wearing camo shorts underneath. And so there's kind of some comedy there and some, just to show you know what, I'm real. Like this, we're shooting this on a green screen. Like this was done in my basement. Like you can reach, that's the power of it, right? You can reach the whole world from your house, from your basement. Like it's a huge disruption in the advertising space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even I can relate to that myself. We're kind of going through our inventory right here, like as a company, as a business, and I'm noticing that all this equipment that I bought to do these live streams, I bought Black Magic converters, and I've got a Panasonic camcorder. These are not what we would even call necessary anymore. I haven't had to use either of my Black Magic boxes in a year and a half, and that is a major disruption to traditional advertising. And we're going to sort of dig into that today. Jake, let's get started and talk a little bit about who should be using YouTube ads. Is this a platform for businesses? Is it only for brands? Can creators use YouTube ads? Your thoughts?
I think, so I would say there's kind of two types of people, right? If you have a business, meaning that you sell a product, a course, you're looking to grow your email list, or you maybe have an agency trying to generate new clients, YouTube ads is perfect platform for you to get your message in front of those specific types of people. And so I would say first, the primary audience would be like businesses, because again, you're spending money on ads, you're buying views through Google AdWords, and whenever you're spending money, you always want to make sure that you're kind of getting a return, or you're kind of getting money back, or hopefully more money back. And so that's one of the best ways. Like with our clients right now, we shoot for a 300% return on ad spend. So that means for every dollar we spend on ads, we can track $3 in sales. And when you can find that that combination of the right audience with the right offer and the right video, that's when it gets really fun, because you can track that return back. And then two, as far as creators go, I'd say that's a secondary audience. And I know like a lot of creators, they get money through sponsorships or brand deals or everything, but you still need an audience. Right? You still need to grow that audience. And for creators, the way you measure that metric or your audience is, so you can, with our clients, I've also done it personally for our family vlog, is I was able to put our channel trailer on other family vlogs YouTube channels through the advertising platform. And that was a way that I was able to grow our YouTube channel really quickly within a couple months. Using. Can
you share some of those numbers? Because we were talking sort of during the show prep about some of that, and you'd shied away from it. You really wanted to focus on video power marketing, but what you were able to do with your family vlog was incredible. Would you be willing to share some of those numbers with our audience?
Yeah. So what I did is we created our channel trailer. I made it really fun, and my wife's in it, our kids are in it, and I'm kind of showing out like, teasing my daughter, scaring her and stuff. So it's a highly entertaining channel trailer. And the whole call to action at the very end is, hey, subscribe, follow us on our adventures. So that was the creative. And I said, okay, who else would subscribe to our channel? And it's like, people who watch other family vlogs. So I looked up, we researched the top 50 YouTube channels. So I had like, Shaytards was one of them.
Yeah, family vloggers and that sort of thing.
So I said, okay, I want to put my ad on these channels, and I kind of segmented out the channel so I could, bring the lowest cost per subscriber. I also created campaigns like in the US and outside the US, just to kind of see what those metrics would be like. And then I started running ads. And as far as numbers go, outside the US, we were getting subscribers for like between 35 cents to 50 cents, depending on the YouTube channel, as low as that. And then within the US, those kind of costs crept back up to like $1 cost per subscriber.
Wow.
But also that kind of a benefit to that is like, you may think, oh, I don't want to spend money for subscribers, like, you know, budget's tight or whatever. But I think you need to flip your mindset and think of it as an investment. So we invested in getting our message out there on other YouTube channels. We also we attracted a big brand deal a month or two later, and so that brand deal, because we had that subscriber base, was able to kind of get my return, or basically make my money back on for the front. So don't think of advertising as something that you're losing or as an expense. Think of advertising as an investment where you're investing in your audience and growing that.
So, Jake, you just talked about how creators can be using YouTube ads to grow an audience and then leveraging that audience against, socialbluebook.com or FameBit or Grapevine to then attract brand deals and recoup the investment on building that audience, which I think is brilliant. Talk to us about some of the businesses that you've worked with that have had success with YouTube ads.
Yeah, let's see, the one that comes to mind, we can just talk about one right now. He's a doctor, and he's created some products that he sells to help improve your health. And this doctor is pretty amazing. He puts out a video every day on YouTube, so he's growing the organic following. I was like, holy cow, like, you've got this huge YouTube audience, you've got a big email list, you already have this established audience. Let's just create this in-stream ad and say, I want to show this ad to these audiences, and let's track that return. Like, it's guaranteed views, guaranteed clicks, and since you already have a funnel in place, you already have a product that people are buying.
Yeah.
All we do is connect the dots. We say, this audience, this video, this offer, $1 in. So we've been running it for almost a year now, but on a monthly basis, 600% return.
Wow.
On ad spend. $1 in, $6 out. He's already had that established audience. He's got a proven product, a proven funnel that's working. And then you just go in and connect the dots.
Nick, do you know any business owner that wouldn't love a 600% return on their investment?
Off the top of my head, no, and I would actually say no. We'll just sum that up with just a big, solid, big, fat, hairy no.
It's probably that guy that's like, hey, don't shout me out. If you guys just don't shout me out, please, next time,
Probably.
I don't
and definitely don't mention my business either. Don't shout me out. Don't mention my business, please.
I'm willing to do ads, but no link. Don't put a link up there. I'm shy. I don't want to go. And, we've talked about that before. We've talked about creators that don't want to grow and businesses that are actually scared of growing for whatever reason. And that's really not the attitude of success on YouTube ads. If you've got, it sounds like what you're saying, Jake, is that if you've got an offer that's converting, you match that with an audience and use YouTube to push that message out. So that leads us to, our next question, which are, what are some of the common misconceptions regarding YouTube ads?
Okay, I'd say the biggest one, I get this a lot, where I tell people what we do, and they're, oh, YouTube ads? Those are so annoying. I always skip those ads. And I'm not going to argue. The majority of the people do skip those ads, and that's totally fine. Because I actually pulled up some stats I want to share with you guys that are pretty interesting. Again, we've managed millions of dollars of ad spend over the last couple of years, and so we have some metrics that we try and hit. So does everybody skip YouTube ads? I'd say 80% of the people, they actually skip the ads before 30 seconds, right? 10% of the people make it to the very 3%, if you have a good engaging video, will actually click on the video. And less than 1% will turn into leads and customers.
Okay.
So you have this funnel, but guess what? It's that 1% of people that make it profitable. So
have you found like a price point that works better than another price point? Let's say that if you are, of course, if you're doing service, then that doesn't really apply. But have you found any type of, hey, if you are selling something for $100 versus you are selling something for $20, then you get a better conversion out of it directly off of YouTube ads?
Yeah. So, when we take on clients, we try and make sure that their average order value is over $100. Okay. It makes it easier. There's kind of hopefully a higher kind of profit margin, or way to make money.
Sure.
Then, like, it's just, if you have like a $20 product and you're trying to make return just on that $20 product, it's going to be really hard to hit that at it and break even. So, I mean, here's another example though. Some of our clients, they'll have a $20 product that they sell, and we'll spend $20 to acquire a customer that's worth $20, but they also have a back end offer. So they'll have a mastermind or another level where that's worth $400. And so maybe 10% of the people that bought that lower product will go on and buy that higher end product. So they're okay making their money back and breaking even on that first sell, or sometimes even losing money on that first sell, because they know with their funnel they're going to make it up on the back end.
Sure.
So
that's like a tripwire is what you're talking about? Yeah.
So a tripwire. So a lower price product, like an impulse buy that people can buy, and then if they have their funnel set up correctly, they know 10% of the people that buy that will go on and buy something of higher value.
So having visual text on your video. Jake Larsen, your thoughts? Having text on the video.
I think it helps. I think whatever helps increase like what you say verbally to what you say like visually, I think that just helps drive the message more powerful. I'd say the biggest factor though is having a clear call to action. So the difference between YouTube and TV is YouTube is active. It's an active experience. Like, you're engaged, you can watch it, you can click, you can buy right there. Versus TV, it's like all you can do is watch. So at the end of your video, you need to tell people what to do. If you have a YouTube channel, hey, click here to subscribe to my channel. If you have a lead magnet, click here to download or click here to join for more advanced training on this webinar. Like, having that button, or I guess an end screen now with YouTube, right? Those end screens that people can click, and you tell people, hey, click here and receive this. That's the biggest indicator. That can increase. That can almost double your click-through rate.
Oh, fantastic!
Just having that right there.
Which ad format is best on YouTube? You've got sort of these. You've got your pre-roll ads. You've got your unskippable ads, and I think those are like 6 seconds. And then you've got your in display, your search ads. Which of these ad formats is best for success with YouTube ads?
We tried the discovery ads, the ones that show up on suggested videos on the right hand side, and we also do in-stream ads. I'm not a big fan of the ones you can't skip, because I think the whole value of this is having an ad that people choose to watch. Even though, yes, you're forced for that 5 seconds to watch an in-stream ad, people have the option to skip it, and the people that choose to continue watching it, they're going to be a better viewer. They're going to be a more valuable click and a better lead and a better customer. So in that regard, go ahead.
I was going to say, so in that regard, if you were doing some type of an awareness campaign or something like that, then the unskippable would probably be the better bet, instead of, just trying to sell something or trying to get people to actually do something. But if you're doing, just spreading awareness, so to speak, would probably be better.
A straight awareness where you're just tracking maybe impressions and views, like that's the metric of success. I'd go that way. We'll be talking with them, like, what's the goal of this campaign? And they'll say, well, we want to drive awareness. I'm like, well, here's the thing with paid ads. Awareness is guaranteed. Like, I can guarantee this video will get views. So after somebody's aware of your brand, then what do you want them to do? And they'll say, oh, well, we want to drive people to sign up, to get people into this form, to sign this form. I'm like, okay, so that's the goal. Like, it's not awareness. Like, we want to move people, right?
Action.
So that's kind of the mindset change that I have. So here's another cool thing with the in-stream ads that's important to know. It's how you're charged. It's how much does it cost, right? And you get charged. It's a cost per view. So you're not paying for clicks. You're paying for views. And a view is if the viewer watches at least 30 seconds of the ad or clicks or engages with the ad, whichever comes first. So for example, you have a 60-second video ad. People watch 28 or 29 seconds, and then because they haven't crossed that 30-second threshold, you don't have to pay. It's basically free branding and free exposure all the way up into that point. So it's really valuable. I mean, compare that to Facebook, where they watch for 2 or 3 seconds and it's a view with no sound, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest advantage that YouTube has over Facebook or any other platform is you're getting a true view. Like they're actually, people are choosing to watch it. So,
and that was actually the name of the ad, correct? Called True Ads.
Yeah. So when we talk about YouTube ads, what we're talking about are True View ads within Google AdWords in that platform.
So you've got these 30-second pre-roll ads, correct? Or maybe it's the same for in-display. I'd love for you to clarify. But if they click off or they watch for under 30 seconds, then you don't pay for the ad.
So, and let's just call it, let's just say you have a 60-second video, right? You get charged, and on average, your average cost per view is gonna be around 7 cents.
Okay.
So you put up your video, they watch, they go past 30 seconds, you pay 7 cents. I've gotten views like outside the US, I was getting views as low as 2 cents.
Oh wow.
And then if you get more targeted, so if you add like, I want to show this ad to a mom who's between the ages of 35 to 45, who lives in LA, who's interested in working out or fitness, because there's all those different layers, it's going to be a higher cost per view because you're getting more targeted to an individual. That's how it works. So, so that's how in-stream. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's how in-stream ads work, right? Then the suggested videos on the right-hand side, you're paying when people click to watch the video. So you have a nice headline, a thumbnail image. They click on the thumbnail image to start watching the video. That's when you're charged. So it's kind of like a cost per click. They call it a view, but that's how that's charged. As far as my favorite, I am a big fan of in-stream ads because people can kind of choose to watch it or not. But that being said, like the discovery ads work really well too.
Yeah, we're having a ton of success. I'm working with an energy provider on the East Coast, and we're having a ton of success pulling in right around 5 cents a view using the pre-roll, the in-stream ads. So those are the 5-second skippable ads that people can choose to skip or not. We're targeting through keywords. A lot of value there. How do you create an ad that people don't skip?
Good question. I think you gotta call out your audience right away. You gotta call out your market within the first 5 seconds. I mean that's key. And so how do you get their attention in the first 5 seconds? I think you need to speak to their pains and their desires. So we had a guy a client who was trying to reach entrepreneurs because he helps them grow their business. So he's like, hey, are you an entrepreneur? Or he said, YouTube thinks you're an entrepreneur. So he's kind of speaking directly to them. And again, the good thing about that is if you are, yes, I am, let's see what you have to say.
Right.
And continue watching. If you're not, if for some reason the targeting's off and you're just not that person, skip. Like click it or skip it. Either way you win. And then another example too is we worked with a client who was trying to sell like $1 million homes in Las Vegas. So the first fight, like how do you get the attention of someone who's going to buy $1 million home?
Right.
And that opening hook, that opening line was, are you looking to live in the finest homes that Las Vegas has to offer? And we're showing images of these high-end homes, of these luxury homes, and he's in that setting. So like speaking to your desired audience, like the desires of your audience in the first 5 seconds, I think that's key. And then after that, building. Go ahead.
It's also pretty consistent, I think, with sales psychology, right? Where I remember, learning from one of my sales coaches early on is if you ask your brain a question, it will answer. And so asking these questions like, or putting that in their mind, or do you want to live in the finest homes? Like they're kind of that target audience is saying, well, yeah, I do. And they're almost, I mean, I've actually watched YouTube ads where I forgot what video I actually went to watch in the first place. You know what I mean? It's like I'm Googling fidget spinner tricks, and then I see this ad that's like, do you want to have success with, your family vlog? And it's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, actually, I
and
do.
you just naturally find yourself watching that video. So you're using some of these psychological tools to get people to watch the ads or to skip off of them.
Yeah, it's a forcing function, right? You want to attract a specific type of person, and automatically when you attract specific people, you also repel others, and that's just what happens. So
that's what I do with deodorant.
Nice. It's a good thing.
if you're
with Axe body spray.
Yeah, exactly. So Jake, let me ask you about this. You said you had a case study of a high school teacher. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
So this is one of my favorite stories. So let me kind of put into context. 3 years ago, right after I quit my job, I started running YouTube ads for myself. I created an online course I was trying to sell. And the first 10 people that bought my course, I'd call them up to see, hey, how did you find out about me? How can I support you? How can I make sure you have success? And one of them, his name was Tom. He's a high school teacher, and I called him up and I said, hey, Tom, thanks for purchasing. Thanks for the investment. Like, if you don't mind me asking, how did you find out about me? And he's like, oh, I saw your YouTube ads. And I said, what did you think of them? And he's like, to be honest, I thought you were kind of annoying at first. But I'm like, okay, so like what, but you ended up buying, like what happened? He's like, well, I kept seeing your ad. I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say. So like after 7 times of seeing my ad, he finally purchased. And we've kind of been friends. We kept in touch ever since for the last 3 years. So Tom he's a high school teacher. He teaches history. And he's that high school teacher you wish you had in high school, where he's fun. He brings like the popular memes and combines it with like kind of maybe the boring stuff of history.
Teaching humor.
He's a he adds humor to and so not only that, but he wanted to start teaching people more than just his classroom. So he created a YouTube channel and kind of grew and all that kind of stuff. So recently he created an app that helps students study for their exams and pass their tests that they have. And these apps between $3 to $5, and he's like, I want to use YouTube ads to get students to purchase these to invest in these apps. So he created the campaign, and he called me up a couple months ago, and he's just like, hey, can you look at these numbers for me? And I'm going through his AdWords account, and I'm like, Tom, like, you're getting like a 300% return on ad spend. Like, we're spending $1. They're getting downloads. I'm like, are you sure that they're purchasing? Is this money hitting your bank account? He's like, yes. Like, I'm seeing the money come through his account.
Wow.
And so it's also kind of nerve-wracking for a teacher to be spending money on ads, right? Because
oh yeah, there's no revenue.
Sure.
Right. So he wanted to make sure that it's working. And I said, Tom, you got this magic combination of the right audience, the right video, the right offer. Now's the time where you spend as much money as you can. And he's like, okay. I'm like, max out your daily budget, because you know you're spending, right, as of this point right now, you're spending $1 and making $3. So that's what he did. He spent, and so I mean, total, and in the total at the end of the campaign, after a month of promoting this, he ended up spending like $2,800. Got the numbers right here. He got 4,485 app downloads.
Wow.
Nice.
Cost per download of 62 cents.
That's incredible.
And ended up getting like a 600% return on ad spend.
And
so,
we don't typically think of the high school teacher as the online marketing expert. You know, it's, as a matter of fact, online marketing is almost counterintuitive to the marketing world, right? Because you're playing with emotions, you're playing with psychology, you're playing with colors, where, you know, the teaching environment is a little bit more nuts and bolts, and here's what you need to learn, and whether or not you like the learning platform, you need to learn it anyway. Do you think, Jake Larsen, that any business can have success with YouTube ads? I'm not saying anyone can just throw money and make money, But do you think that there's any markets that, you're never going to do well with YouTube ads? Or are you in the place where you think, look, if you can dial in the right message, your audience is on YouTube and they will buy? Your thoughts, Jake Larsen?
Yeah, I think it comes to like your passion and providing value to people. Like with Tom, like he loved teaching, he loved students, and he kept creating tools and content to serve his audience. He wasn't in it to make money, right? He was just trying to serve and improve his students' lives. And I think, I mean, you can get into like sales tactics and psychological tricks and everything, but I think when you're just passionate about serving other people and helping them grow and improving their lives, you naturally have a way of connecting with that audience. And naturally, if you have a great product, people will love to pay for that, and it shows. So who does it work for? I think if you have a passion for it, and create that video content with that passion, and you have a product that people love and that people purchase, like that's kind of like a filter I use of how I know YouTube ads will work is do you have customers? Do you have a customer base?
Good. So
like, and if you don't have a customer base, you're gonna have to spend money to see what works and what doesn't. So
here, that's a great. I'm scared of this question because I don't want to turn anybody off, but I'm just going to ask it. Do you need to have a converting offer first before you jump into the YouTube space? Or is the YouTube space a good place to say, hey, let's see if this works?
If you have a converting offer, it helps a ton because you have a proven way of getting a return. Do you have to have that first? No. And I guess I'm a proof of that. When I quit my job, I started running ads before I even had a product. So like I was spending money, and my goal was to build my email list. So I was spending money advertising. I created a free video marketing course that people could go check out.
Yeah.
And then once I built my email list up to 1,000 subscribers, I said, I know the products that I'm passionate about, but I want to know what they need. I want to know what this audience needs and what they're looking for, and I'll create a product around those needs. Mm-hmm. So I emailed the list, said, hey, this is what I've done, but I want to serve you guys. What are you guys looking for? And I had them fill out a survey, and then they basically just told me. So then I created the course, and then I sold the product. So I kind of maybe did it in reverse, but like you don't have to have a product to make ads work. I mean, obviously, if you want to get a return, if you want to make money on the long end, you'll have to create a product. But you can start with your email list first.
Yeah, but that's sort of like a glorified digital marketer / Jeff Walker sort of format, right? Where you're building a list and then you're asking that list what products they'd like to see from you, creating that, and then bringing them into that offer. So who else is Joe Polizzi at Content Marketing Institute talks about this same thing. He often says that he wishes he would have built his, or he recommends that you build a follower base first, and then you ask them what they want to see from you, and that's sort of a model that you think might work. Or that will work on YouTube ads. At least you saw it work for yourself. Is that correct, Jake Larsen?
It's worked with me. It's worked with some of our students, and it's worked with our clients. So absolutely. I will say this, and you can have different types of audiences, right? It's like, well, why would I build an email list when I have like subscribers? Your subscribers is kind of like an email list, right? It's an audience that you can reach. And with YouTube ads, you can say, I want to show my ads to people who are subscribed to my channel. So like you already have the audience size. And an email list is just another way of reaching those people.
It's another platform, right? Email marketing is it's a social platform. Only it's private. It's in the inbox. You know what I mean? But people engage in their email the same way they engage on Facebook or in YouTube comments, right? They're replying, they're reading, sort of all of that stuff is happening, and you've just got to reach them there.
For sure, absolutely.
That's great, Nick. Any questions on your mind for Jake Larsen?
Absolutely. I was curious to know if you have had more success. That seems to be where my questions are going. If you've had more success from sending people to like a landing page of sorts, or sending people to a store, so to speak. Like if you're trying to get sales, right? Let's say, because I'm asking this question because I have a web store. So like in my case, because I have a web store, it's a web store, and I have a membership site built into it as well. So for my web store, would you recommend sending people directly to the store, or would you recommend sending them to some type of like lead capture page or something like that, and then marketing to them after that?
That's a great question. I would, in your mind, I would segment. So I would segment it between cold and warm audiences. So a cold audience is someone who has no idea who you are. They've never seen you. They've never heard of you. And the right offer for a cold audience is a free gift. It's a free download, a free tool, a free resource, right? So that way you collect their name and email. In exchange, they're getting a free gift. And then the next step would be then your warm audiences. These are people who are subscribed to your channel. They're on your email list. They've been to your website. They kind of know who you are. Then you could have a video ad that targets those people and then ask them to purchase. If you try and get a cold audience and try and get them to purchase a product on the first touch, it's kind of equivalent to asking a girl to marry you on the first date. It's just a little too much, right?
Sure.
So I would, again, segment mentally cold and warm audiences, and make sure you have an offer that's catered to a cold audience and an offer that's created to a warm audience. So when we set up a campaign for clients, we like, what's the offer for the cold audience? And then what's the offer for the warm audience? And that way we have kind of two different campaigns and ads going on at the same time. One of them, the metric is what's the cost per lead, and then the warm audience metric is what's the cost per customer.
Okay, yeah, makes total sense.
That's how you're able to kind of create these trackable campaigns. You were very specific when you said in your bio, we create trackable campaigns. My last question is, how are you tracking and measuring these campaigns?
This is all happen. There's the primary ways is in Google AdWords. So and think of Google AdWords is like, if I wanted to go buy some milk or bread, I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy milk or bread. If I want to buy views, and if I know what I'm doing, if I want to buy leads and customers, I go to Google AdWords. So within AdWords, I can track everything from impressions, to views, how many people are watching the video, how long are they watching the video ad, and then I can set up conversions or these triggers that I want to track. So, and for a lead magnet, how many leads do I get? And then also how many customers are purchasing. Yeah. So I can track everything right there. I can also hook into Google Analytics so I can see what happens when they're on the website more. But those are that's how you track everything.
So these are tools that are all provided to you from the YouTube ads / Google AdWords interface, right? Absolutely. You haven't invented anything. There's no dashboard. Like when you start YouTube ads, you get all of these great tools.
Yep. And again, some of our clients that we work with, they have special tracking software that they use. But I mean, if you're just starting out, 95% of the tools you need, 98% of the tools you'll need are like provided for you within Google AdWords or Google Analytics.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
To do that, you have to be thinking more like a business person and how a business person would think. And that's the whole purpose of this show, the Business of Video podcast, is to help creators and businesses alike run their video marketing campaign that's more professional. It's been great having you on the show. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on down here and share these tips with us. How can we stay in touch with you?
I'd say just go to our website. I guess I got two of them. You can check out our website, videopower.com. And then if you want to follow our videopower.com. I bought .com a couple months ago. I had videopower.org previously. So, and then if you want to check out our family channel, you can just go on YouTube and look up Larsen Family Soul, and you can just stay in touch there.
I can't recommend Larsen family soul enough. It is just one of the funniest shows on YouTube. It's like one of the weekly stops. We can play it, and our kids can watch. My impression of my wife watching your show. Can you do that with a baby?
Yes, you can.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to check out more episodes, click on the playlist over here or subscribe to the show on iTunes. We'll see you on Friday for a new live video. Talk to you soon. See you then.